You remember those days? The LimeWire.
We act
days.
like it was a new age of theft, but people have been stealing for forever.
Yeah, forever.
Napster is cool.
Napster.
I think he's all right.
I was a little late to the game because I didn't use Napster that much. Did you use Napster?
I mean, I did until they started monetizing things, but when Metallica's mad that people were taking his music, I was like, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Get mad, Lars.
Get mad. What a joke. Yeah, well, I just jumped right into LimeWire for pirating shit.
Oh, yeah. I use LimeWire as well. That was
But I
fun.
remember there's the big scandal about Napster, and then LimeWire is like,
LimeWire had that time where people started trolling people who were downloading, where it'd say it was like Ludacris's song Fantasy, and it takes like 5. For me, I was up with like 30 kilobytes a second internet, dude. It was killing us. So we would download like a 3-minute song and take 5 hours or some shit. We go play games of basketball and come back, and it'd turn out to be like a Rickroll, or it'd be like Journey, you know, because they just had the it's just like ridiculous things like Donald Duck getting his dick sucked or something, whatever the people are doing.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, like
that was something that was on the internet,
and they
Donald
knew you
Duck.
had to spend hours downloading. Jerks.
Oops. Oh, we got phone action here.
Yeah. Oh, we're not important other than I needed to keep it shut off. I thought I did that. There we go.
Yeah, but it was always a gamble, though. It was always a gamble because you didn't want to get a virus on the computer. Yeah, and then you're fucked. You're like, damn it. And then with the dial-up too.
Oh yeah, the dial-up was just a murder, but it got me good at Minesweeper.
You'd be like halfway through your download, and mom's like, "Gotta use the phone."
I kind of believe people were either when they were up, like you had to log in for the youngins. You had to
for the youngins.
You had to get online. You had to use a telephone line.
First, you had to get the free 30-day AOL trial.
Damn right, yeah. Because or else are you really balling?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then you get that 30-day trial. You get in, and it takes a while to dial up. And I was from a small town in the middle of nowhere, so to connect was just a gamble. So I had to bide my time by playing some sort of computer game, and it was Minesweeper or Solitaire.
Oh, yes.
And I think you either go down one path or the other.
Right.
I don't think people 50-50 Minesweeper or Solitaire. They kind of went one way.
Oh, it's my Solitaire.
Yeah, I'm a Minesweeper guy.
See, I would like play Minesweeper and just be like, this game is fucking pointless. And then I'd go to fucking Solitaire. And then I'd be like,
you're like, I found meaning. No.
Yes. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to change it up this week and then have a different deck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the palm trees this week here.
I will say that visually it's more stunning than just a bunch of numbers and gray squares.
I even downloaded Solitaire on my phone, and I downloaded the Windows 95 version.
Just to feel good. Just to feel nostalgic.
Yes, it's got all the old decks. It's got all the old decks.
You get those palm trees again.
Yeah, get the palm
trees. Get to think about what it was like to be 12.
Dude, it was such a great time.
Yeah, a glass of milk. Picket fence outside. Yeah, I remember.
Not a fucking care.
No.
You didn't care about shit.
Nah. I cared about just sports. That was it.
Just sports.
The only thing that was important was sports.
The only thing that was important to me probably at 12 was like wrestling.
Yeah, there you go.
WWF.
Yeah. Oh, I was into that too. Yeah. Good times. I didn't fall off for a particular reason. I think it was just when I was in high school, maybe it was just I got busier with sports. But I followed it and watched. If I couldn't watch Monday Night Football or Monday Night Raw, I would fall asleep and record it on a VCR, dude, and then play it back in the morning while I ate cereal.
Right.
And then I fell out of the habit of it, and then I started to forget who's in it and whatnot. But oh man,
I think that's kind of how it was for a lot of people. You just end up just kind of falling out of it.
I still watch it, and it's fun because I still know the moves, so I still know what the basics of what people are doing and all that.
I watch it now just to get a good laugh because it's so corny.
Yes.
So corny. And I know it was staged back when we watched it too. And I always struggle with, is it just my childlike remembrance of it that makes it seem like it was just more well done then, or was it just as cheesy then? I don't know.
That's a good question because I think it's a bit of both. Because
me too.
I remember being in the middle of the 90s. I would watch like old Royal Rumbles, like from the 80s, like with like Yokozuna and Randy Savage, like the late 80s and shit like that.
Right. Okay.
And I remember watching those and thinking like, these are so corny.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they're so much more advanced 5 years. And exactly as you say, I
don't
It
know.
might have been that we were caught in a time bubble there.
I think we were caught in the time bubble, but I think we were caught in a time where it was just so good.
Yeah.
There was so many good wrestlers, so many good storylines.
Mm-hmm.
And now when you look at it when you're older now too, you're like, there is quite an art to that, It does get WWF stuff does get kind of just thrown under the bus because you're like, oh, it's fake. But there's like a lot of crafting that goes on there, like to try to keep your attention, keep you coming back to watch this fake shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, technically, by the definition that we're using, Cirque du Soleil is fake. I mean, those aren't real worms dancing, and they aren't.
Right.
That's not a real dragon. But people don't seem to have a problem understanding, like, holy shit, it's kind of hard to do Cirque du Soleil. Like, these people rolling around on tarps and stuff 10, 15, 60 feet in the air. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do. And wrestling, I think, was the same way where, like, yes, it's choreographed, but it's like, imagine you're watching a play where people do backflips and kick each other in the face. You're like,
jumping
off
off
pretty
of
damn
like
good
the
play.
Hell in the Cell shit, jumping off onto a table.
Yeah. Yeah, and some people even fell and didn't live. Owen Hart.
Owen Hart, yeah. I'm not a nugget. I'm not a nugget. I remember him saying that.
yeah.
I don't know why he said that, though. Why? Do you
I
know?
don't. I think it had to do with they were making him play heel against his brother in the WWF. So there was like a couple like little bro nicknames that he had that he was.
I
he
remember
would, like,
it.
anger, get in about.
I remember it was like he would say it in the wrestling game we'd play. Because we got fucking way into the wrestling.
I'm not a nugget.
Yeah, it would be like you'd go like,
game.
I'm not a nugget. You know how they would have like their little couple sayings on there, like I'm not a nugget. That was his. I don't get it.
They sold it out.
Yeah.
They imagine going in there for the voiceovers and you actually have good tags. You're a good guy. You know what I mean? And they're like, all right, Owen, here's the script. And you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, read it, man. This is what we're looking into. You're a nugget on the game. That's what you are.
It's just like, man, fuck you. I didn't want to do this in the WWF. Now you're making me put it in the fucking game, so it's there forever.
That stuff was great. I liked a good trolling on video games like that. It was I think it was UFC, like Undisputed 2 or 3, like one of their they only made 3, but it was like one of those.
Those games were so hard.
They had, I love them.
They're so hard.
Jason Mayhem Miller was a guy who's like, you know who he is. He was on Bully Beatdown and stuff, but this guy wasn't a great striker, but a fantastic grappler.
That was the hardest part of the game.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Trying to do that.
They brought him into the studio that they were making it in, like Zuffa Studios and shit. Yeah. And he sits down with them, and they were showing him his rankings, and to fuck with him, they had made a fake Mayhem Miller whose ratings were just like dog shit down the board.
Right.
And he was a guy who was sensitive about not being known as a very good striker.
Right.
Which he wasn't bad. He had that repertoire because he beat people on the ground all the time. Mm-hmm. So he's like looking at it. It said like his submissions, even though those would be like in the 90s, were like a 48. And he blew up. He started like shoving people and shit. Like, no, man, it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah, all that fucking testosterone.
Yeah, but dude, he was like, what the fuck? Dude, love it.
Yeah,
gotta love it.
That's when you knew like Madden and stuff was really people like all in the NFL were playing shit because they'd be getting pissed about their rankings.
They're mad about their rankings.
Yeah, like you're mad. Yeah. Like that mad about your stats.
Like, I'm a slot receiver and my speed's only a 90. I'm a 94 at least.
At least, yeah.
What's the limit to make you a 94? How fast?
So pissed.
Working spring training to get a faster 40 time to get his character down. People did it, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. That stuff is fun time, though. I love those old video games, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So fun.
Like Zombies Ate My Neighbors, you go like way back. You ever played that one?
I haven't. No.
You haven't?
What was that like?
It's stupid nowadays, obviously, when you play it, but it's just nostalgic because you're just like, it's obviously flat.
Yeah.
On your bird's eye, and you just walk around, and you're like all these zombies everywhere. I don't know.
Awesome!
I mean, that's how video games.
That's
work.
how all of them were. It's like
what is it? Well, you just walk around and kill zombies. What else are you gonna put in this fucking game?
Yeah, and they called it zombie killing.
Like Mario, you just run across the map and jump on mushroom people.
Mm-hmm. You're Mario the whole time. No. a game like that, like an
I
overhead
described
game.
that game terribly, but there's gonna be a lot of people that know what that game
No,
is.
I understand exactly what you mean. It's like a 2D board, and you just see like the top of them, and
yeah,
you
you walk into
go
these
left,
houses.
right, and up and down.
There's
to get into
some
rooms.
main quest to it. I forgot. My wife actually introduced me to that game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was her favorite. But I didn't have that system. The system I liked the most was probably Sega or N64.
Old Sega, like
Yeah.
Sega, like NBA Jam on Sega was dope.
Yeah.
That was a fun. I mean, they had it on Super Nintendo.
My cousin
Nintendo
had
too,
that
but-
one. My cousin had that game.
and Punch Out.
Punch
was
Out.
on there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mike
that's
Tyson
fun.
Punch Out.
Yeah,
That was so
yeah.
fucking hard.
Yeah, all those fighting games.
I remember, like, we'd be staying up, we'd be like taking turns and shit with like each opponent, and like being up late to get to the last fucking dude. Like, get to last, Mike Tyson. Well, Mike Tyson wasn't the last dude, right? Wasn't there some other guy after him, like some big fucker? Or
I
was
think
he
there was
right
a guy.
before?
I think he was before, but I'm not
Right
sure,
before,
man. It
yeah.
was so long ago. And
Yeah,
plus,
I know.
when I was young, I wasn't that good, so I only saw people fight.
No, we got there.
I never got to him.
We got there.
You know,
It was fucking hard.
dude, it is. Yeah, but an achievement that you can put on your.
I wish
your
that
eulogy.
boxing was as but here you go again, was as good as it was.
Yeah.
Then now.
Now.
I think performance wise and stuff it might be, but it's just like it's just lost all the luster from all the corruption and all the bullshit.
Exactly right.
It's just lost it.
It's funny because if you mixed boxing and MMA the way they run it together, and took just the good out of it and the bad, you would actually get something really nice. Because boxing, the fighters get paid. They get paid enough. Like Floyd on his, I know this was him just boxing like an amateur, but when he fought Jake, what is it?
Logan
Paul.
I thought it was going to be Jake Paul the whole time too, and then I was like, Logan?
When it's because of the size, I think too. But when he fought Logan, him having just the advertisements on the shorts was like $3 million alone.
Just for the short
just the advertisements on the shorts.
Somebody paid $3 million for
$3
that.
million for him.
Wow.
Like a total in all of his adding, but like that's $3 million more dollars that he as a fighter just walks away with. The UFC has contracts specifically. They used to have one with Reebok. Now they have with Venom. They used to let fighters have ads, and they make money.
Yeah,
and then they made, but
that's BS, man.
But the boxing, you're talent wise, man. There's some good guys. Like there's Tyson Fury, there's Anthony Joshua. In terms of the big boys. And then they also have Canelo, GGG, Golovkin, but they don't, part of that corruption that I think you're right on is those guys don't get hyped up the way they used to do fighting.
Exactly.
And promoters don't align together to make one huge event, one mega fight type thing the same way either.
Yeah.
So people in England do it better. That's why a lot of fights are over there.
I think, but you could also say that, once UFC really started cropping in and probably stole a lot of that audience, because there was probably a lot of people who were watching boxing that was like, man, I wish you could just kick that fucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and
now all of a sudden UFC's here's like, we got little tiny little gloves, little just protection for your hands,
and it's going to be the
you
full
can choke
fight.
them out.
It's going to be a full fight, like people fight.
Brawl.
Because I mean, people that watch bar fights, a lot of times people don't actually keep distance because nobody's trained, or if they are, it's minimally. So people don't actually hit each other and then get away and move like a pro fight. They grab a hold of each other and wrestle. And that's actually closer to what a real fight is. I mean, people throw punches, but you don't want to get hit, and I don't want to get hit. So we naturally, once we're past hitting range, grab at each other.
Right.
And that's a real fight, So I think bringing people from boxing
and takedowns too.
The whole thing.
A lot, you see a lot of fights start where there's just the first thing they do is try to take him down.
Yeah.
They'll try to spear him or tackle him to the ground, get him on the ground and just beat his ass.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to stand up either.
No.
That's why seems like, I would say probably 75% of the time somebody's trying to take somebody down.
Yeah. Most of the best, I think about it like the rules of football. People have the rules of football, which is mostly, it's the ideology is run the ball and stop the run, and you win games like that because that gives you control over the time of the game.
Right.
And so just like that for fighting, it's whatever style you are, keeping your opponent within that style. But that means no matter what, you have to be good at wrestling, because whether you want to take them down or stay up, you have to be a good wrestler.
Yeah.
So most of the time, guys that keep to the top are grapplers, just because they're either so good at not being taken down that they're fighting standing up, but they still have a great wrestling repertoire, or they're just wrestlers that take people down and beat them, like Habib or some of those other guys. But
right, because if you can't defend it, if you have no defense against it, which means you have to be somewhat good at it.
yeah,
You're fucked.
and it's so
Because as
tiring.
soon as a wrestler comes in,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose.
Yeah, he's
and
gonna
how
go
many
for your
people
legs.
have wrestling backgrounds, and how quick is your record gonna be? 2-5, 2-7, 3-8, and now you're not getting no matches.
That's why watching different matchups is so interesting to me, because the guys are so there's so many different ways to match people up that get different fights. Like
Right.
Israel Adesanya is a guy that's a kickboxer, but the dude's a great wrestler, so he barely ever gets taken down, or if he does, he gets back up. You know. But there are other guys that kind of hide that until they get to a certain level. Sure. And then they get pounded down, But
Yeah,
it used to be back in the day, and this is why the sports changed. It's like boxing. Like boxing, when you watch it in the 1930s, guys would have like a decent jab and a really strong right hand, and that was like enough to be the champion, because he would
Right.
just jab them around until
Boop,
he
boop,
set them
boop,
up and
bam.
hit him with the pop. And the game got so evolved that by the time you're in the 70s, you have guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, who's a shoe shine boxer, who basically does it where the idea is that you touch him up. He's not hitting you 100% ever. He's
Right.
hitting you a lot in different faster combinations, but not as hard as he can.
and you just like
and going for
Whoa.
heavy flurries at the end of the round. And like, this is a guy that throws like 400 punches in 6 rounds.
sometimes that's more exciting to me.
Yeah.
when you start to see. And they really starting to go at it, and then you see ta 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 ta. And you're like, holy shit, how quick! Versus the heavyweights,
Yep.
where that's where I'm just looking for that fucking uppercut, dude.
Yeah.
From the heavyweights, I'm just waiting for that bam, and
Yep.
you just see him drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, the lightweights and stuff like that, and they can just throw them
It's fun,
punches.
man.
And it's fun to watch.
I
'cause
like
it's like, wow.
Yeah, watching in boxing, in MMA, anything. Why it's a fun sport for me is that your size actually doesn't really. I mean, it plays a game in your one-on-one matchup, but a guy that is Conor McGregor fought at 145 pounds. He's a 145-pound man, and people are like, that's the best fighter in the world.
Right,
like,
yeah.
It's just the thing is, anybody at any size can do it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Which is interesting, and it can be exciting. Like those little guys, they punch like crazy. Their volume is insane.
Yeah.
Like no lightweight fight or featherweight fight, or even like bantam that you get into,
Yeah. Oh,
or
my
straw
God.
weights for women or men. Any of this,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter at any level.
Right.
They're striking when they go into those small groups of people. They throw all fight long. They never get tired.
I know. And then it really adds up when they start throwing those fast punches, especially in your body.
Yeah.
You start getting hit in the body, and then you start getting winded, which is what I think like happened to Logan too.
Yeah.
In that fight.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't prepared for just
Not for that.
all that. And for the way that Floyd fights too. You
Yeah.
know, every fight I've ever watched of his, is figure you out. I'm gonna start throwing a little bit more out. And then he's fresh for the whole however many rounds.
Yeah, and
he's fighting.
He did a genius move with it for money,
Oh yeah,
But-
dude. I don't blame it, dude. I'm sold on this shit. Did you see that? There's this
I love watching people fight.
other network. I know. There's this other network. It's got Lamar Odom.
Yeah, he beat the
And-
pants off of Aaron Carter.
Did he? Did he
Yeah,
beat the
dude,
pants?
jab-
Yeah, I
jabbed
did.
the shit
I
out of
didn't
him,
watch
bro.
it.
It's hilarious.
Was it,
Dude, Aaron it was awesome. Somebody got to get it. The other
think
thing
they
too
do,
is,
man.
and also I'm happy that they have money, but I'll never pay money for that, but I will watch every one of them.
Dude,
I pull a LimeWire on it. I'm like, this is interesting. I want to watch it. I'm taking it for
How
free.
much was it though? Wasn't it only $20?
That one was like 20, but someone FaceTime
Yeah,
shares it or
yeah.
whatever. But so Lamar Odom is 6'11",
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. I'm like,
Carter's like 5'10", bro. He's like way smaller than me, but my height. And dude, Lamar got in there, and Lamar Odom's also left-handed, so he's got his right hand out first. It was like a man on a horse with a javelin against a guy just without a horse or a javelin, dude. He's just poking him in the face, and from mile, dude, Street Fighter. Okay, Dalsim, the Indian dude that could shoot his arms like across the string, across the whole thing. That was exactly what's happening to Aaron Carter from Lamar Odom, and he's like punching him down. And that one moment, the part that I loved was that Carter gets up from he didn't get like knocked out, but he got jabbed and it knocked him down. Yeah, and he pops right back up, and he comes out, and Odom just kind of sets his arms in and lets him come at him. And Carter, thinking he's winning, starts
just going.
And dude, it's straight up like watching a 7-year-old try to beat his 14-year-old brother up. Man. Like Odom, he's not even hitting Odom's head barely, and Odom's just kind of wiggling. And Carter's just throwing everything he's got, man. It was hilarious. Hilarious. But yeah, dude, I like watching consensual fights. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not one for, I don't so much like just finding it on the internet, but when it's like, oh, this is a sanctioned bout between two people, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm okay. I'm not a pacifist. I'm okay with violence outside of a ring too, depending. But
the thing is, I'm totally sold on it. I'm sold on the celebrity boxing.
Yeah,
like that's
fun.
It's go back to our childhood again. Celebrity death match.
Yeah.
Except
now we're gonna kill them.
Now we're gonna have actual people that are the celebrities in. We're getting there, then it's going to be hardcore rules. So we're going to mix WWF into it. We're going to have chairs and we're going to have barbed wire.
You got to have heels and people do some kayfabe.
Yup. Dude. And then the more and more the more and more notable people that start doing it, you're going to have people like, fuck, dude, I can go make a quick couple $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now.
Make some
I just
serious
go fight this dude.
Yep. Get that easy money.
Easy, dude.
It'd be fun. I like watching it. I like watching. I've always liked combat sports. So I mean, I really like all sports. Like even in the Olympics, I'll start watching like this ones where they ski down there with the little rifles and shoot them, and all the long marathons they do and stuff. Yeah. It's fun. I enjoy all of it.
I enjoy it. So how was New York?
Dude, New York was great. That was fun. Yeah.
Was it?
We ended up that was the first time doing.
I know they headed back there.
Yeah, they're there right now.
Yep.
Yeah. It's 100 Miles, Devron Thomas, who was on your show, and then also Ben Moffitt is down there too, and Kean Straub. Yep. So Kean hosts a show in Grand Rapids too. But yeah,
which one does he host?
He hosts Tip Top.
Oh, Tip Top.
Yeah, it's Tip Top Deluxe. It's on Tuesdays.
Tip Top Deluxe.
Yeah, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Be there, Grand Rapids. Or drive from Holland, If people that are in bands come and watch our stand-up, we'll come watch your show. We'll trade.
There you go. Trade it up.
Yeah, man. Why not? I'd like to go to new things.
You're fucking lying. You guys are fucking grinding, man. You guys are playing every fucking...
It's busy.
Show that you can,
like
out there, like you guys are doing a serious grind. I said to, I forget who else I said it to, but it's almost more so than music in a way, because music you really don't, unless you're like a cover band and like 1,000 songs.
Yeah,
then maybe you can play almost every night, but you're not playing every night. You're trying to get maybe, it would be nice if you could play every weekend type of deal, to where the comedians, you can go do a set every day of the week.
Yeah.
Which is good. You're not guaranteed to get it, but I mean, for the most part you can, because there's, you can go to this club, you can go to this club, or you're going to travel to this club. And, it's so that to me makes it more of a grind. Yeah, maybe, you're going to go up to one gig and you're going to do like 5 minutes, or you're going to do 10 minutes here. And, all you got to do is show up.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You don't have nothing to bring with you, to where a band is a whole thing, take everything down, bring it, pack it all up.
It is.
It's so, but yeah, it's more of a grind.
I'd say. Well, I think it's like two different styles of ones, because when the amount of work that you guys have to do to get onto the road is so much more, you know,
right,
like
right.
you're saying, because that's a huge amount of work that we as comics just like, oh, I have my notepad and I ride over there, or a car to ride. But if what's cool about it now is that with technology, it used to be that there's only one club that did stand up. And it was a comedy club. It was like kind of like we used to only buy our jeans at JCPenney's and Sears and go to a store. And now people can buy online their jeans if they know the size or what they like. And what's changed with comedy has been that it used to just be a comedy club. So if you wanted to do comedy in Michigan, it was you can go to Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle in Detroit, or you can go to Dr. Grin's in Grand Rapids. And other than that, there are some that maybe do shows once every 3 or 4 months for specific things, and you had to work through these club runners.
Right.
Now with the internet, someone can get a show, go talk to a bar and say, hey, on a Tuesday when you don't have people here, what if you got 25 people here?
Right.
And I take a tiny cut of that, but I have a stand-up spot for open mics.
Well, why do you need the internet for that?
What's that?
Why do you need the internet for that?
Because of their way to promote it. Because if it was in the 80s and you were doing that, you'd have to almost call people from Grand Rapids or put flyers up in the city, which you could do.
Well,
but now you just put a Facebook page up that has your show, and you can actually really fill every
so
week.
you don't even make flyers?
No. Not, some people
See,
do.
bands do, though.
If they make flyers, they put them together and put them on line. Like, it's a different way to promote, you know.
Right.
You can do both. I don't think
that's
there's anything
what I
wrong
mean.
with
Yeah,
them,
it was
right?
always both.
Because flyers are dope, too. I'd take a good flyer.
Yeah, flyer.
But it's kind of like you're saying with the grind, it's different because getting people who are like, oh, I'll watch comedy is almost like saying someone who's going to say, I'll go to like a festival that has bands competing against each other in all different genres. We're going to watch like 9 different genres of music at this music show, because comedy is so wide ranging that like people go there and they're going to like, maybe they like dry humor, but they're going to get a lot of very salacious and excited dick jokes.
Right, exactly.
You know,
they're just gonna be like, I didn't like the dick joke guy.
So like it's just a different
or the other
type
guy
of,
was too dry for me.
Yeah, and it's a different type of genre because people will still come. And if you pitched everyone a music show where you say, we don't necessarily know each band's genre, so it might be bluegrass, it could be reggae, it could be hip hop, and it could be country music. We don't know.
Yeah,
but we're gonna play them all in succession, one band after the other,
just right.
And whatever one you kind of like, just hang out for the show to watch them. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Like some people would do that, but it's easier to get people to come to comedy, I think.
So you said notebook earlier, and it reminded me. Like, so how often do you have a notebook on stage with you?
Well, if I count my phone as my notebook, which a lot of people do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have it on when I'm doing anything that's not paid. I usually have it.
Okay.
That's not because I'm always doing new jokes, but I order my jokes, and then I don't always do them the order that I have. So I like to put them in the order I did them actually. So when I look back and it's been like 3 weeks, I'll be like, I've actually been telling the jokes in this order, and maybe I should switch the order of them and stuff too. So I go up, I'd say 80% of the time. But if I'm doing an open mic, I'm up there with my phone because I'm rolling through
new shit,
you know,
okay,
newer stuff.
Right.
And then if I'm doing a paid show, I have what I feel I'm going to do already. And then maybe if something from those new ones are crafted enough, I'll take them over.
So you got your like a set memorized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Up to how many minutes?
The longest I've done is almost 30 in South
Almost
Bend.
30?
Yeah.
All in no
notes, phone or nothing.
No phone,
no.
nothing.
No.
Where do you do a lot of riffing during that?
Yeah, for sure.
With
some
the
of it's
crowd and
riffing with
stuff
the
like
crowd.
that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of it's playing with the crowd. Some jokes are actually kind of built to have the crowd have an answer that no matter what they say, I still get to go back to my joke anyway.
Right.
So it is wild. It is an open space because people can kind of say whatever.
Yeah.
But I kind of have I have an idea of what I'm going to say no matter what is coming. And if they say anything outside of what's assumed, that's already wild and crazy.
Yeah.
So it will be easy to go, you know.
Do you like how often do you like stumble into jokes?
A lot on stage.
Like, and then all of a sudden everybody laughs and you're like, oh shit.
That was
funny.
one. Yeah.
That was funny.
I think people do it a ton of different ways. So that's why I love it too, is like, it's kind of like how people would write music as well. Like there's some people who are like, I'm going to go in a room alone. I'm going to sit down and think about it. I'm going to write it down. Other people play the tune first and then match it. Like, I like to write by being around buddies and bullshitting with them. And we stumble into jokes there or premises. But when I go up, I like going up with new material just to play. Like I'm gonna try to tag and riff off of maybe a one-liner that I have,
right,
to see if I can make this one-liner into an actual 2 or 3 minute bit. And then sometimes if I do, that might be able to match to another bit of my joke somewhere else.
Are you always recording when you during this time? Like try to record.
I used to better than I do now. You know what I mean?
You got to bring a little pocket recorder.
Yeah. Well, and recording audio, yes, but recording video is what I need more of. You know?
Oh, right. But I mean, like when you're going up there, you're like, okay, I got this one-liner and I'm going to try to turn it into a bit on stage. I would definitely want audio recording.
Yep.
So that way, you know, when you're done, you're like, shit, I don't know if I remember that whole thing.
Yep.
You know, how I did that punchline.
Yep. Because I think that's why if you go to a lot of open mics where it's like no one's getting paid, but we're all there.
Yeah.
A lot of those people that are there, if they do paid stuff, are not going to do that material. You know what I mean?
The newer material.
They're going to do their newer stuff.
Oh, they're going. Okay.
But if they have like a show on Saturday and it's like Thursday, they might try their set. So like, the thing to know about it is people at open mics are doing all different things at once. So like people are getting different things out of it. Like, I'm a guy where I'll sometimes do a few jokes that I feel like I know work pretty well with what crowd I have, and that gets them in the mood for me to tell a new joke.
Right.
Because then if that new joke pulls them away, I know like, oh, I got a lot of work to do. If I keep their tempo, it was like that's good enough to stay, but needs work. And if they laugh harder, then I'm like, okay, now I can put this into the set somewhere. And exactly. You can't know that only one time. You have to do it again and again.
And again.
So like some guys, it seems like they're up there for 2 months doing the same sets, which some they really are, but they may be putting jokes in different order. Yeah. And seeing like this 3 times I did it this way, I'm going to do it 3 times this way. You know, everyone has these own meticulous, crazy ass ways of doing it.
And it's just so different to me too, because you guys go up on various open mics and you're just trying shit, you know, like you say, or I'm going to switch it up tonight, or I'm going to do it this way, or I'm going to try this joke. I'm going to riff this. I'm just going to try, see, fails, whatever. I'll recraft.
Yep.
To where when you're playing music, you don't want to go on stage until it's perfect.
Yeah.
And if it's not perfect, you're not playing it.
You're not playing it. Yeah.
And that's fucking weak, and that's crazy.
And there's some comics that do it that way too. You know?
Oh, I'm sure. Which is like, how do you know though? How do you know it's perfect if you don't try it in a crowd?
If you don't try it. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's why I'm okay with
stand-up comedy is totally different in person than it is watching it like a Netflix thing.
Or, totally.
Or just watching somebody's set on YouTube, wherever they are.
Yep.
It can be funny. Like I'll watch it and I'll still laugh. But in person, it's different.
It is different. I mean? Yeah.
So you have to know if is it going to land the same in the room. Is that a thing? Like, is it going to land the same in the room versus the home?
They would be different, I think. Like, I think every time, this is my like comm major stuff going on in my head, but there was a book we read about it where they say the medium is the message, and all that really means is whatever medium you're using makes people listen or see it a different way. Like this podcast, like you have this in audio, people who listen to it in audio who haven't seen the video are guessing at what I look like.
Right.
They don't know. So they have an assumption of a picture of a person that's probably not what I look like. It happens
to me all the time when I'm listening.
Yeah. And then when you're watching a video, you get a totally different sensory experience. And same's true as if it's live or watching on TV. Like when you're in the comfort of your home, you may actually laugh harder at things that you wouldn't have laughed at in the crowd.
Oh, right.
Or if the crowd's rambunctious and wild, you may laugh harder in the crowd than in the home.
Right.
It's all
that's true.
It's all about, like, when people say timing, I think people always think that's like ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-ba, ba-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just that. It's timing of, like, right crowd, right place, right moment, right order of jokes, then right ba-da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's layers of getting it right. the better you are, the more you can get into any of those places. Like, say you're Dave Chappelle, somebody killer.
Right.
He can go anywhere. He can go into a room of 20 people in the middle of Kentucky. He can go fill out 20,000 at Madison Square Garden. Same jokes, same material, same response. That's someone who's really, really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
That guy's really good. There's other people that are that level, but not many. So it's like
Exactly.
always working on just being able to do that, I think, is a big one too, right?
Yeah, these jokes that just cover a wide range of people and emotions and everything. So
Yeah.
so no matter what, you're gonna kind of get a laugh. At least, something.
Yeah. And like,
It's got to be the worst when you say one and it's just flat.
oh, it happens all the time.
I know
baby.
it does.
Woo.
I know it does when you're just like, fuck, man, I just killed last night.
Yeah, I've had sets that were,
And you're like, son of.
the night before was
Those might just
The
be the
same
people
set.
that laugh at home and not there.
maybe, yeah. Or you know what I found too is, as much as I love weed, shows where people are like a house show where
Yeah.
people can smoke
Yeah.
and they watch, those motherfuckers don't laugh first. They high smile, shoulder shrug, and look at their friends before they laugh. If they're sober or drunk, it's more like like they're more expressive. Like
Yeah.
a lot of jokes where I did a set at a garage show, and I will say by definition and by truth, I didn't do very well. But I saw people laughing, but they weren't laughing. They were token and doing one of these, like just like.
That was funny, man.
Nothing, you know what I mean? Like it was like, God damn you people,
Dude, give me something. Audible.
Give me something.
Give me something.
Yeah.
Like,
What? And then
Can you
there,
guys talk?
There used to be this place in Kalamazoo for a very short time was transferring over from a bar where you could bring your dog in and stuff, which is cool, to smoking weed and performing. Quick transition.
why can't you still bring the dogs, man?
You still could, I think, if they have their med card,
Right.
But yeah, we
Oh?
that was crazy. I remember going there and it was the same thing. Like I thought this will be great. I get to smoke on stage for the first time. How
Fuck
cool.
yeah.
I remember toking it up and then doing the jokes and then being like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like these people and me, like, what am I doing?
This is not part of my act.
People are people it's the same thing. It was just those like or maybe
Yeah.
a clap.
One little clap. Yeah.
Even if you're cutting people up, other people did well, but that still wasn't a loud response.
Yeah.
Just more moving in chairs by people.
Yeah.
That was killer, man.
But no, comedy's fun. I love it. I like doing it a lot. I like the open mics. The crowd in Grand Rapids and the scene in Grand Rapids and Holland or just Michigan is pretty good, man.
Yeah.
People are cool.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not everybody's cool, but that's a place.
Well,
That's how
yeah.
places are. But it's for the most part really fun. And the Grand Rapids scene's pretty fun too.
Yeah, you run into it all the time with like promoters and stuff with music and shit. You just run into shit fucking people. It's like, why are you still here or involved?
Yeah.
Like, why are people still supporting you?
Yep.
'Cause that's why you're still here. You still got some sort of supporters.
Of course, yeah.
It's like, why?
Yeah. People have different
Like all-
motives,
like
man.
all
Who
the-
knows?
Like all the people that still got their Trump signs up. It's like, just fucking give it up, dude.
I had people
Like, I don't care that you voted for him, but like, dude, it's like 2021 now, man. Like,
No kidding.
It's done.
Well, I saw in my hometown there were some signs all the way up until the election that were, Trump 2020, obviously.
Yeah.
He's running, And then
No, they got
the election was
2024
over,
ones.
and then I go back up in March, and a lot of the Trump 2020 signs are still up, and I'm like, okay. And then I just came back through because I went camping this weekend, and now some of them are still up, and they've just painted 4s over them.
Did they
And the lawn-
really?
they're not even getting new lawn signs, man.
Yeah, they're like,
There's-
fuck it.
It's the same one because it was good luck.
Yeah,
You
it was
know,
good
It's
luck,
a good
man.
luck sign, so they're gonna put a 4 over it. Keep it going.
Ain't no use spending money on something like that. We just draw 4 over it.
The one guy that is better off got a new Trump 2024 semi trailer on the side that he parks at his house. So
That's nice.
so there is some investment involved on some end. So I'm not going to say that everybody there is poor enough to have to paint the 4 on their Trump signs. I'm poor too. I'm not excluded. I just don't. I don't
Have
do
yard
that.
signs.
Yeah, I'm not much of a
You ever-
yard sign guy.
No. Yeah, we're
Nah.
not either. I've never really felt the need to go get one.
Nah.
Like, no.
It's not my
Why?
thing. I don't want to lose the social points. It's kind of the same reason why I don't wear khaki shorts anymore. You know, like cargo shorts for myself. I came in here in mesh shorts, bro. I ain't doing anything big. No, dude,
they're most comfy.
The heck yeah. No, very, very utility driven. I know a lot of white people that like them.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like for me, it's like once you go from winter to summer, I'm like, my pockets are gone.
Yes. Yeah. Multiple pockets too.
Yeah.
You know,
because you got the
doubles.
inside pockets. You know, I have my cigarettes here, my keys here, you know, the phone in this inside pocket, all that shit.
Yep.
You know, your pants are lighter, and then
and then all of a
get
sudden
rid of
you're
that
heavy
coat,
down.
That coat, you're like, oh shit.
And then you're like,
I got to put everything in here. I need more pockets.
Then you're like Virginia Woolf stuffing rocks in your pockets and stuff.
You're walking around, your freaking shorts are like, you got your fucking shit hitting the side of your leg all day. Come home, you got a bruise there. Your wife's like, how'd you get that? I'm like, I don't know. Must have been my wallet.
Yeah, my wallet beat my ass on my shorts.
I don't put my wallet in my back pocket anymore.
I had a chiropractor tell me not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. Is that even real science?
Well, it's bad when driving because I'll be like driving because say we're taking a long trip.
Yeah.
Be like an hour in, and I'm just like, why does my ass just fucking hurt? So, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, get that fucker out of there.
Yeah, it's true.
Bam.
And if you have like a George Costanza wallet, you know, like big old thickums.
Yeah.
I'm a front pocket guy all day, man.
Front pocket wallet guy,
Front
or
pocket
are you
wallet.
a money clip?
I'm not a money clipper. I'm too reckless for that life.
Yeah, dude. I feel
that's
like
like people who don't put a cover on their phone. I don't even know how they live. The balls on those people.
Living on the edge.
Yeah.
That's
the
time, dude. I drop my phone all the time.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got that nice case.
There's that meme about Schrodinger's phone. You know, whenever it falls over and it cracks, or you don't know, it's just upside down. The face is down.
Yeah,
and you just now at that point, it's cracked and not cracked. You don't know until you observe it. That's money, man. That's how you feel every time you're like, oh, big money, no whammy, no whammy.
Ooh.
You know.
Yeah, and it's still working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the otter boxes, man.
That's that heavy duty shit. That's from your background, though. That's that work background of being like, nope, too many times, man. Yeah, I know how that is.
Too many times, man.
Yeah,
no.
Too many times in some cement floor.
Well, these fucking phones are so expensive, too. It's like you buy one, and then they only seem like they last like 2 to 3 years before the battery takes a shit. And now half of them you can't even get another battery for.
Yeah. Well, and they want to, it's that loving part of technology where something new comes every 6 months, you know? So even if it lasted, say you have like
the, well, they need to start doing leasing.
Yeah. Lease them.
Lease phones.
Lease some phones.
Liam Neeson phones?
Liam Neeson those phones.
I'm trying to think of something more clever than Liam, but
they have a particular set of skills. These
me and
phones.
me some more phones. Yeah,
they will find you.
They will. They will contact you.
Liam Neeson, these goddamn phones. Why don't you?
They will find you.
Oh man, no, I think they should. I've always said too.
Why not?
I've always said too about things like guns, dude. Get gun insurance. Why not that?
Gun insurance?
Yeah, like it doesn't even have to be a lot. Like $5 a year.
$5.
But all you're doing is just basically a little gun insurance. It could go two ways, right? It will help you because you have gun insurance in case someone steals it and uses it. It's not on you.
Yeah, that's true. You know? Right? Okay.
So I think that's helpful.
That's the number one helpful right there.
And then the other thing is, it's just like having it's just like reporting it in, dude. It's the way to do it. It's like having a car, you know?
So what is the
car insurance?
So
it helps to regulate it, just like we regulate the big 1,000-pound machines we drive down the road all the time.
Yeah, it helps to regulate gun.
Yeah. And the thing, too, is just like cars, somebody who wants a humongous fucking
so
truck.
You're like paying for them to take them away.
Not to take them away. You can keep them. Dude, hey. No, this is a way of keeping them, man. What I like about it is that if their insurance companies sure know how to track a car.
Yeah, dude.
They don't fuck around with that.
Dude, you're always tracked.
Yeah. And let's say this is just a fun game for the kids at home.
Ooh.
If we and I know this will never happen, so we're playing a hypothetical game.
Hypotheticals.
Yeah. Hypothetically, Liam Neeson's in these cars. No, so hypothetically, we take half of the guns in America and melt them down right now, and there's still 2 for everybody.
There's still 2 for everybody.
So, I mean,
I like my collection.
That's still not bad.
I
got buddies that have great gun collections.
Yeah.
I have a joke on it where I say,
but that's including all of those really old ass guns and shit
Yeah.
too that don't even barely work anymore.
or like
right?
double barrels. That's
Yeah.
two shots, man. That thing's for
So how many total is it? Do you know? Do you know the number?
of guns in America.
Yeah, do you
a
know the
high
number?
ass number.
A high ass
I know
motherfucking
it's got to
number.
be. That's why I'm saying it's at least double because I know it's like double or triple the amount of people in America.
Yeah, I remember some statistic about that. That's why I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Was it double?
But I
If
think
it was
it's cool, man.
double, that would be 700 million.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
And if it was quadruple,
Yeah.
1.4 billion.
Oh, we're getting high into
Wow.
the math now.
We're
Yeah.
getting
Whew.
high into the math.
Liam Neeson needs to get all these cars.
Liam Neeson. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, honestly. Just like, I mean, you lease them for a year, they're still going to be usable after a year. And there's a new phone every year.
Yeah. Especially
And
if
then
you're
you got, I don't know what program goes for the old phones that you turn in. We can't
Yeah.
lease the new Cadillac phone.
And you should be able to lease a gun because if you're going to kill
Leasing
someone, you don't need it
guns.
forever. You're going to
So
use
you-
it once and then get rid of it, right?
So you lease the gun during
you
hunting
lease-
season. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so you
Yeah, the
lease the gun
girlfriend
for your
The
murderers.
girlfriends. That went right over my head. I'm like, wait a minute.
I mean, it is
you bombed.
technically practical.
Yeah, no shit. All these fucking murders are being committed by these leased guns. Like, who the hell is leasing
Who
guns?
keeps leasing these guns?
He's like, you'll never find me.
Why don't you go back to selling it in the black market with no names like we used to? That was the way to do it.
Liam Neeson's on the run now.
Yeah, let's send Liam Neeson after those guns.
Yeah, send him. Send him in there. He'll swoop them all up.
I think what is it? 50-year-old Irish guy. I think he's about down. He can do it. We'll have him solve it for us.
He'll solve all the problems on guns.
No, I used to say I still believe it. Like, yeah, I don't want to take. I don't know if I want to take people's guns. Like, I think I should have mine. I just don't know if everyone should have theirs.
Right.
So.
How many guns do you own?
I have 3.
3.
Yeah, I don't have any of
One
them
over the
where I
limit,
live
bud.
in the city though.
Huh?
I don't have any of them where I live in the city though.
No.
No,
Why
I haven't.
not?
I've lived here. I don't think I have to.
Do you have handguns or just longer barreled guns?
long barrel guns?
Long barrel.
Yeah, one. I mean, I have like 2.5 guns technically because I have 270, which is the
2.5.
rifle I shoot with. There's a double barrel shotgun, that is mine, and then there's a 22 rifle at home that is like our other gun, which is like a varmint gun,
Varmint gun.
like a get away
down.
from the bird feeder squirrels type gun. You know,
Coon?
I love you, PETA.
What about raccoon?
Yeah, raccoons on occasion.
Does a raccoon be considered like a varmint? What's a varmint considered?
I think it's like a nuisance, like
Nuisance.
Yeah,
like
like
possums.
possums, varmint. Yeah.
Varmint.
Yeah, I
Rats.
could be using the vernacular
Rats,
wrong, but
varmint.
I know things that I shoot at that aren't allowed to be around the barn. Like possums, fun fact for non-country folks is their shit and pee can be like a little caustic and is really bad for your horses. Like
horse?
yeah,
Really?
And then possums also love the hay mow where you feed the horses out of because it's warm and it's got all that nice hay and they dig out of it. So like a big game is keeping possums out of barns all the time, especially in the winter because they're trying to get cozied
warm.
up. But all that hay can go bad because you can't feed possum pea hay to horses.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
And possums, those things are fucking
Boy, they're
ugly.
vicious. You don't have to kill them. You know, I'm
No,
not saying
but
you have to,
yeah,
but you gotta get them
they're
out of there.
ugly
You know,
as hell, though.
goddamn. If they ain't faking dead, bro, then they are dangerous and mean. And they the
like
way they
fucking
run, they have such a
weird.
goofy wobble
Yeah,
that it
that's
makes you think
scary.
they aren't athletic. But they can trick you, dude. They can jump pretty far on a lunge, further than you assume. They hiss, you know. So
yeah,
they give you a little
hissing is
hiss.
weird.
Yeah.
What's the biggest possum you've ever seen?
Oh,
Like,
biggest possum.
size-wise, like, what would you say?
I mean, I'll go from end to end and not count their tail because that's a little different. But like the biggest ones I've ever seen are like yay. But I've seen a lot of big raccoons.
Yeah.
Like possums that are about like this big and that off the ground. But I've seen like 40-pound raccoons, big ass, eating corn out in the field every year. Raccoons,
like 40-some pounds,
big ones, yeah, wow. Big old boys. Like if they're buff, when they get scared, they puff their hair out too. So like when they're puffed out, they look like a walking boulder out in the field when you see them. Or if they're up in a tree, like a nest, like they look like a bird nest. They're huge, man.
When we were out in West Virginia, we were driving up this mountain road to get all the way to the top, and then I seen this thing. It was like kind of, he looked like he was waddling a little bit, like a possum. I said, "Is that a possum?" And then we were coming up to it, and I said, "No, that's not a possum." And as soon as I said possum, that fucking homeboy went, "Hmm."
Oh, was it woodchuck?
No, it was a raccoon.
Oh, raccoon.
Yeah, it was a raccoon.
Yeah.
But from back, he looked like he was kind of waddling a little bit. And I was like, that ain't a possum, is it? And when I said it, I was right by him. And dude, he stood up like he was like, what,
you
bitch?
Call me?
Exactly.
You call me?
He went like that. And I kind of slowed
my
down.
enemy?
Yeah, dude.
Man,
he was big, though.
They have a weird waddle, too, just because their back is so hunched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they look like they're kind of facing downward, But yeah, dude, seen a lot of big raccoons, seen a lot of animals, man. I've grown up out in the middle of nowhere.
Shout out to this guy, Icer Rose. He's a merch guy for Convalescence band, but he made a friend with this raccoon. Like I've been watching him on Facebook. He's posting he's started feeding him and shit, and now the raccoon doesn't leave him alone. Just
follows him around,
just like a cat would, go in between your legs while you're walking,
chill
and
with you and shit.
Yeah, dude, all the time. I'm like, bro, holy shit, you domesticated that thing.
They're pretty clever. The downside is if they ever start learning that they can get in the walls of your house, even if you have them in the house, and they like you.
Oh, he doesn't have them in the house.
Oh, that's good.
No, it's all outside.
Then he's cool.
Yeah, not in
getting
the
them
house.
in the house is
no.
Nah.
No, dude, you know that they're wild, man.
Yeah, dude, they are. They
just if cats were fucking big, they'd eat us, right? Don't you think? What about dogs?
For sure.
What about any animal?
Yeah, I mean a lot of them.
What if you had these? All of them. Lizards, bigger than you. Eat you.
If anyone's big enough, yeah. Well, they used to. What is it like those? I don't remember what period it is with dinosaurs, but in the oceans, the size of those animals, they thought that those things were eating. It just the size of everything is massive. So it'd be huge sharks that are getting eaten by even bigger, almost like alligator animals too, that are reptiles that breathe air.
Whales that fucking eat little plankton.
What? They're like large.
What are you doing,
dude? They're like large ocean cleaners, dude. They're like the sucker in the in your aquarium.
Street sweepers going by.
Yeah, dude, just pulling them right up.
Yep.
That is crazy. Whales also have legs. Dig that.
What?
Yeah.
Legs?
They don't have them externally, but they have the bones that would be the femur, tibia, fibia, and feet bones all into right off of their spine where their legs used to be. Because they were, obviously, how do they breathe, right? They were land animals first.
Because they still have they still have to get air, right?
So, and so if you imagine it was an animal that probably was in the water, but in shallow water, a lot of those animals, even a hippo and stuff, their nose is at the end of their head and at the top. And over time, if they're spending more time in the water, the nose starts going further backwards. And what used to be the nasal passage ends up being the blowhole.
Isn't that weird?
It is crazy, man.
It's why don't we have images or anything, or where's the drawings of what they did look like? There's got to be some.
They do have skeletal models of what they think their ancestors were.
Really? So you can see where it was slowly transitioning from the nose to the blowhole, where it was in its phases.
So they have different intermediate species that show from this end of the nose as they're going further back. And someone could say, and I get it, because when you talk about evolution and shit, people will say hey, how do you know how that worked? Because everything is an intermediate species, even we are right now. Every day we're adapting in a minuscule level over a long framework of time to different things. So saying that like having intermediate species is good, but what you're doing is kind of picking a spot in time. So it's kind of like saying, what day did you get old?
Yeah.
You know, and because there's a time you look in the mirror every single day, and there's a certain point at some point in your life where you look in the mirror and you go, holy shit, I'm old. But what day was that exactly?
Yeah.
That's not really how it works, right? It's a blending, and that's how the species work. So we find ones that have these intermediate traits. So those ones where the nose is going back further, they're getting more of their hands are becoming part of their fins, because whales' fins are bony. That's why they're so weaponous, like humpback whales slap in the water.
Yeah.
That's not just a fin. I mean, that's a lot of bone. They still have the bones of what would be their fingers, and a radii ulna and the bicep muscle is all into their extended fins. So like that's how it's so. Why evolution is so demonstrably true is because not just there's intermediate species, but you have like a geologist who only studies rock, and he meets up with archaeologists that study the bones, and when you look at gradients, here's the whale on the top, and then right under that is what looks like a whale but has starting a little bit more legs and has the nose a little further, the nostril a little further, and then the next line is the same thing, a little different. Yeah. And so it's really a pattern all the way up.
Right. It's like that's how you just get the model of the ape to the
So
human.
that's why it's every species is that way. So like if you want
so that was dumb of me to say that.
No, it's not dumb, dude. That's cool.
I was like, well, yeah, they got the main one with the dude to the the chimp or the chimp to the dude.
Yeah, and that we ourselves are still apes. So we're part of a great ape family, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which is, I know you know this is just fun shit. I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, it is. It's cool.
I'm just a nerd. I don't have any degree in it, so you can go double check. Go double check with PBS about everything I say.
PBS.
They always know. Mr. Rogers never did me wrong. I learned my ABCs from Sesame Street.
Hell yeah, reading rainbow.
So I'm saying I'm a publicly educated American talking about evolution.
Yeah.
No.
Here you go.
But what's cool is they would say that if anyone could ever disprove evolution, they could find some animal that lived in any one of those sediments that lived before any of the sediments. Yeah. But what you see is what's kind of like a rabbit, but not quite a rabbit below it. And what's kind of that half of a rabbit, but now it looks less like a rabbit, looks more like a rodent, a different type of rodent, and you just draw those lines back. Yeah. And then we use DNA to also confirm it.
So it's like, how are they getting down that far?
Yeah.
Into the soil, right? That's what you're saying, right?
But that
without
depends
destroying the possible fossil.
It depends on where you're at. Like if you're in the Grand Canyon, that's a natural read of the layers of the area.
Yeah, and you don't think all that's been like discovered or looked at yet,
yeah,
right?
There's tons of it to still look at.
Still look at it. You think that hasn't been looked at
for sure
by somebody looking.
Well, maybe there could have been people, looking for it, because there's probably people that have gone by a lot of things that they didn't know were awesome.
Yeah, right. Oh,
including
all the
me
time,
and shit,
all the
right?
time.
Yeah,
you're taking pictures, you're filming, you're just you're just not that observant.
Yeah,
you're not looking. You could mistake any sort of fossil for anything.
And I'm too dumb to know any of the layers. I don't even know what
Yeah, well, you bring in your little book with you.
So that's also why I'm really honest about it, where it's like, no, I'm one of those guys that I trust a geologist. I mean, gee whiz, maybe it's because it's his profession.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get into music because you're like, my biggest passion is to deceive people in the art of music and to be falsely good at what I do. That's not why people go into what they go into.
Make fake shit.
Yeah, I can't wait to make fake things. You know what I mean?
That's kind of funny. Yeah, make fake shit. But I've always thought that, you can put yourself in a frame of mind to write a song about something that maybe you haven't like been through yet, or like maybe not that, but maybe something like, I want to write a sad song, but I'm not really sad. I think you can still do that. I think you can still do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you can.
It's just kind of like acting, but.
And understanding,
and
like
you
empathy.
have felt sad before, so you know the feeling. So you can still write music
from
you
that.
You can
place.
write like a sad album, like you're some country star or something.
Some Sturgill Simpson shit.
Yeah.
You're not into country?
No.
Has anyone ever had you listen to Sturgill Simpson? Do you give a shit about him or know about him?
I don't give a shit about him.
Okay, well,
No,
that's
just
cool.
kidding.
No, I'm okay with that, man. I teased your khaki shorts, so it's a fair exchange here. I'm sad you don't like Sturgill, and
Old Sturge. No, I honestly can't say I've listened to his music, but I might have heard it.
Yeah,
but I didn't know.
No, he's only an interesting guy because, like, I'm like all things. France isn't a particularly interesting place unless you're interested or start to find out how France functions.
Yeah, right.
And then you're like, okay, so like. The way country music, when I grew up, I hated country music, man. I hated it because I had two choices on the radio, three, which was pop music that I didn't really like, and then it was classic rock because that's what all the old men, if you worked anywhere, listened to, or it was country, and that was it. It was 94.5 The Moose, or 98.5 UPS, baby, or 102.3.
There you go.
Anyways, because of that, I always liked classic rock the most because it was just by the easiest choice of the three.
By far.
But as I got older, I started learning the difference where it was like Nashville is a place where it's like the known, very common, twangy, I have a mandolin, I'm going to pander like a motherfucker to you.
Yeah.
Here's a cold beer on an icy dirt road type. and that was what they were doing. And then Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings leave there and start making music in Texas. And in Texas, it's this crowd of half cowboys and half hippies and people that are doing drugs and talking psychedelics, meeting with like these totally different folks. But the music brought those two different rural communities together. And so that outlaw country is the stuff I like, where Johnny Cash comes through in that.
Yeah.
And like even Johnny Paycheck and guys that are it's kind of bad boyish, you know?
Right.
But because of that, a guy like Sturgill, who's now around now, I like a lot because he's a guy who he talks about psychedelics and tripping balls and life being like a dream and all that. But he's a true country music artist. Like the CMAs invited him for an award, and he bust outside of the CMAs and said, because he's like, that place is a shit show. Like people in bedazzled outfits, it's all a joke.
When it gets too twangy,
yeah,
that's when I don't like it as much. When it's too like twangy, or they use what's the instrument called?
The mandolin, I think.
Is that what? Where it's just like they're on the
yeah, and it's a lot of like slide and shit.
Yeah.
And
I mean, to say I just can't get into it would be wrong. I mean, there is some songs, I guess, like there's times where where I used to deliver packages. Mm-hmm. So there would be areas, like you said, you only got so much to choose from. So it was country. So I'd put it on just to have something on.
Yeah.
And then there would be a couple, decent songs that would come on. But it's not something I'm just going to like go to. All right, let's listen to some country. What do you think about country rap, dude?
They can do. There's been
a couple that was like, oh, this is kind of banging.
Yeah, there have been a few. This is something that I'll pitch back to Dev that helped show me something about it. Where Devron was on the show before, right?
Yeah, Devron Thomas.
Yeah, OD Tom. He's at
Skinny Fat
he
Dude
is
one.
in NYC now, killing it. So kick it up, bud. We watched this video that it was like the difference between white rappers and rappers who are white. Mm-hmm. Which it was an interesting look at it, where like all it was basically saying is there are people that are really good rappers that kind of give back to the origin of where that is and where that comes from. And then there's other versions of white rappers that they have a new group of people, which is fine. Like it's a new audience, but that audience doesn't necessarily connect or give back to it. So what I'm saying is like guys like Nappy Roots back in the day, they're like rural country. They're awesome. Even I wouldn't say that they're so country, but it's their style is Run the Jewels.
Okay, they were going to be touring with Rage.
Like that, those type of guys are people that still kind of send it back to where it comes from. If it's country rap where it's about being super country and white, but through using hip hop,
right?
They got to have some sort of connection between how that works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because that's not that's using a genre without being part of the genre in a way. So that doesn't mean it's inherently wrong. It just means whoever is doing it that style. If there are people that are from the regular and the more not even mainstream, but the more hardened hip hop community that sign off to those people, that's all you need. But having those people not have an interest in getting a sign off is, it doesn't mean that they wouldn't be good artists, but it's hard to put them in a category of being with everybody else if the main group doesn't buy in, you know? Like being the best player in a European league, and then being like, I want to be considered part of one of the greatest players in basketball, or I want to be part of being mentioned as being in the NBA, but you're not really playing in the NBA though, because you're not actually competing in the same group or recognizing the same people, so you don't even play the same crew. You know, the audience is entirely different. But that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, like you're taking from rap and you're like, I want to be a country star.
Yeah.
But you're not really paying any homage or anything to country.
It'd be the same as if...
Just kind of using their licks.
Yeah, and it'd be the same as if there was rural black folks that start using country-style music with if they use no hip-hop at all, and they were doing all country music, but they were like, I don't give a shit if Waylon Jennings or anybody in country music likes anything I do.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Like,
fuck them.
That's hard to actually win over the genre that you're a part of.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not saying the country people or country rappers are doing that. There are some that are good, but guys like Yellow Wolf really took me off on it. Yeah.
Don't like Upchurch either?
I'd have to. I don't know him very well.
Oh, you don't?
No, you'll have to tune me in.
He's all right, but he sells out like at like Machine Shop in Flint and stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, because like I'm not.
A lot of people like him, and I don't sit here and I have probably heard maybe one or two of his songs.
Yeah,
and they were kind of like cool. They were banging
for sure.
But
and what I'm saying too
is
he'll
have a lot of fans. But he was the guy that he was the redneck guy that would do all the vines. And he kind of had a little bit of fucked up teeth. Yeah. I don't.
I remember.
Do you kind of know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Is it the one that said he's gonna?
I probably don't know.
He had the sharpened teeth and shit. Or no, that's different. There was one guy that had like sharpened teeth. He had like a grill that had like all.
No grill. No, he was like just like a redneck dude at first. It seemed like, and he would do all these memes and vines and stuff. And just like they were kind of like rants. Almost.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That's how he kind of got big. And then all of a sudden he was some rapper.
Doing music. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Because like I said, too, I mean, I'm not I don't know enough about it either. Like I'm not some connoisseur.
Right.
But the video that I was shown did make a lot of sense to me where it's an understanding from somebody who's not me on what that looks like. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's inherently wrong or anything.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
I do think people can be, they're being themselves. Like if you're from the country and you like hip hop and you're doing it together. Yeah. Do your thing, man.
Do it,
dude. Yeah. Just get your sign offs.
Yeah. You want to sample? You want to sample my country licks? Sample them all together.
Hit this hard G note.
Yeah. There's a nice G note. Here's a slide for you.
Check out my tangle.
Timothy Tangle. You want to tangle it for me?
Oh, Bo Burnham bridge comedy and country. Bo Burnham had a video, if you've ever seen it, I'll have to share it with you. That people can check out after they're listening to this. Where
after.
He does one where he actually has a song written at like the stadium country music. Where it's like people that are millionaires that are like wearing blue jeans and the cowboy hat singing to real, actual hardworking people. And he has a whole joke about it and he talks it. It's called like, can't you see, or he has it where it's like, can't you see my pandering? Or don't you know I'm pandering? Can't you hear my mandolin?
Oh, man.
You know, a couple key words and you're in my hands and shit.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Just making fun of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Just
especially that like stadium rock style or stadium country style.
I love that shit. I love musical comedy too. It's fucking hilarious. Just bring out the guitar. Like, remember in that Dimitri Martin got like fucking popular.
Man, he was great.
I don't know. He's probably still around doing comedy and shit.
He may be. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I haven't seen much.
Yet,
in a while. But that dude was hilarious.
Dude, he was killer. It's hard to tell Dimitri Martin jokes because of his style so deadpan, but he has one where he's like,
it is, but
he said batteries are the most dramatic of all household items, because they don't just go bad or anything. They die. It's like, did you have the batteries for the remote? And he's like, no. They died in my hands this morning. Like, you know, it's dumb, but it's hilarious.
It is.
He had another one about, one of my other favorite jokes of his is talking about sweatpants or pajama pants. He's like, they now have pockets in them because it used to be so hard to fall asleep holding all these items. But yeah, he used to have that clipboard. He'd had a flipboard.
Oh, yeah, the flip
man,
chart.
he was hilarious. That guy was
big prop guy, but it's fucking funny, dude.
and he's so unique, man. That's it.
Yeah.
What's great about those guys is people don't try to even copy them because they're so uniquely themselves,
Right.
that you know they're on their own way.
But he's also a guy that needed those props because if he was up there without them,
Yeah.
and trying to do that, like, you know, deadpan, just whatever, just that humor that he's doing would not hit the same.
No, he'd be.
You need the illustration.
Yeah.
You need the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he could. The only person who did it that well, there's a few. There's guys like Emo Phillips did it that way. Emo used a lot of voice intonation and stuff too.
Okay.
But Emo Phillips was that way, and Mitch Hedberg was too.
Yeah.
Where Mitch Hedberg,
Yeah,
but
he
Mitch Hedberg had this slow pace style. But Dimitri did too. But I wouldn't have been surprised
It
if
was
he
like
started
slow fast because sometimes he would talk a little fast too.
Yeah.
And then just to get the joke out or something. It was just the way he did it. Just was like, this fucking guy, dude. Really?
He probably started as a guy that just did one-liners. Right?
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me that
Like
he's
a
a guy that
Rodney
did-
Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Just one liner after one
But then
liner.
after he realizes that adding props and stuff, now he's like becoming himself, like making his jokes really get understood.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I didn't realize I just packed from yours.
Oh, that's fine. That's cool.
But yeah, he's an interesting guy. I love all forms of comedy. There's tons of
Yeah.
different styles that I like and tons of different people.
Yeah, like I wasn't even meaning to talk shit about, or not. I wasn't talking shit about Rodney Dangerfield because that dude
No.
is fucking hilarious, dude. I was sitting there just like probably a few nights ago, and I'm just on YouTube, you know,
Yeah.
going through the old clips of him on like Carson and all
Yeah,
that
he
shit.
killed
He
on
fucking
Tonight shows.
Killed, man.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Crushed on those
And then
night
you'd be
shows.
going through all the clips, and you're like, oh, yep, here he is doing the same joke here, the same
Yep.
joke here, and every time it'd be laughter after it.
And
you
he's
know?
like, and at that time too, that's why comedy is so different now. Is like we expect people, if they're a modern comic, we want to see a new hour from them every year.
right.
Like it's been about a year since Dave Chappelle's special. When it's coming out? When's John Mulaney's? When's whoever you're into? It's been 365 days. Where's your new hour? And most of these guys weren't that way at all. Like George Carlin, who we know of as great, like wouldn't do an HBO special. He'd do one like every 3 years. Carlin did
Right.
like 10.
Right.
You know, like there's other people that did a lot. So it was always their style. Like Pryor could push him out for like Pryor could do like an hour of his own on a random night. You know what I
Right.
mean? Playing around. Eddie Griffin was a guy that was that way too. I heard Marlon Wayans was that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look back through anybody's, you know, the big ones, or the ones that may even, you know, be starting to get older. I mean, how many specials are you going to find?
Yeah. And now it's so much faster because we consume content so much more.
Right.
That it's like if you miss 2 or 3 cycles of that, people are going to say you're out of the game. He's not as good as he used to be. Tom Segura doesn't have a special anymore. You know, and so
Yeah, so they think you're done.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think it's a detriment to us as comics. And I'm not trying to compare myself to this level of guys. It's just that
it
even
trickles
me
down to everybody.
Even me as a guy in Michigan doing mostly open mics and a few paid shows, I still have the ability to go to places like New York because I have that contact stream. The fact that people consume so much media because it moves so fast allows me to be able to talk to people in New York that fast to go.
Right.
So everything's bigger. The whole thing's just bigger, you know?
Yeah.
But so it's fun.
Yeah, I don't get the, you know, again, having to do a new special every year.
I know. Oh, it's hard, dude.
Why?
But, you know, I can conversely, like, if you're in music, imagine being somebody where you do have like a great set
An album
list.
every year.
Yeah, an album every year.
Fuck that, dude.
Or imagine being sucked into people being like, no, play Free Bird. Like they want you to play the same set every night. And now you're like a band you're 10 years done
house
of writing
band.
new shit. And they're like, no, go back out there, Give us what we want. You know?
Give us what we want, bitch.
Give us so like music is having people chase a similar experience that they've seen before, and comedy is one where they want a unique one every new time.
And with music, now you go to the other coin of where you want to consume, you want content consumed is way up. You're constantly on YouTube. You're constantly listening to music. You're streaming it. So, yeah, you get bored of it quickly. So, I think the biggest strategy for music right now is not doing albums, and you're just doing singles like once a month. Mm-hmm. Every month, you stay relevant because you're constantly dropping new shit, and you're stretching an album out over like a course of a year.
Yeah,
because you're gonna probably have at least 10 to 12 songs on an album.
Yeah.
So you stretch this new shit out over a whole year, and then you take maybe a little tiny break, and then because you've been writing music, you don't have to have a whole album done. You just need the one single.
But you're doing a little bit all the time.
Yeah. So you're constantly relevant with new shit, and then you do a compilation album at the end of the year of all the singles or some shit. You make some cash off of that.
Yeah.
Like what?
That's a great thought. I mean, that's a really good observation, though, too, that it probably is going to be that way.
So is comedy going to be like, a new 15 minutes every month?
I think.
Why not? 15 minutes? You put 15 minutes on a YouTube channel, some funny shit every month?
Yeah.
Of new shit?
Well, and I think that
10 minutes maybe?
I think what it's done is it's made there's a little bit of a natural gap there where people think hour-long specials is a significant, which it is, but like an hour-long special is like a significant amount of time that people like to see. But at the same time, going to all those places and doing the shows, that's why they keep the recorders away and the cameras away. It's because like Segura or Tom Segura is working on his hour, and he's working on this 20 minutes or these 40 minutes every night for 5-6 weeks to get ready for it. And every new audience is seeing a new set. But if they recorded it, people would be mad, but they don't realize that that's like the that's the pit you have to dig to get the hour-long special.
Right.
So like when we were in Austin, Joe Rogan was going to perform after we were doing an open mic at Creek in the Cave. And that's where that's his like main spot there.
Yeah.
And he was coming in to perform, and they were getting ready for all that.
At that same place?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Whitney Cummings was there the next night. We watched her there too.
Did you? Oh.
Cool spot. I didn't get to see her there. I was at a different mic, but a lot of the people that went did. She crushed it.
Oh, yeah.
Cummings is awesome. But Cummings
is
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah. Liam Neeson needs to get those cars.
Cummings is awesome.
Oh, goddamn.
It is.
We're dudes. But no, Whitney Cummings was really funny. And with just us going there, knocking my train of thought. No. But yeah, with Rogan coming there, that changes. Yeah, now I can't even say coming. With Rogan performing there, with Joe Rogan performing without Whitney Cummings.
Yeah. No coming.
It's just a different. Everything is faster and bigger now. Like the Creek in the Cave isn't a huge spot, and that dude's there. And he's making it now a huge spot. And the fact that people know about it now makes it double, triple is big,
What's capacity for that place?
For what they would try to get in there, if I'm a fire marshal, I'd say probably like 200.
200?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good for a show because, there's a certain limit to that too.
Right.
But as you were saying, working on the time, like when you're saying that people may want to do like the faster 15 minutes on the shows. I think what people want is they expect comics to do not just stand up. Like we have to have like some sort of online presence where whether it's like
sort of other sketch
something we
comedy
do.
Thing.
It could be sketch or it could even be like talking to them. Like media, people want to know everything now more.
So it's
like you run a cool ass podcast. I'm sure there are people that are like, "What's Kyle's life? What is he like?" What
is he like?
And nothing wrong with keeping a mystery, but
yeah, right.
But there is people want to see it on multiple platforms, But we are.
It's because you got to constantly stay relevant.
Yeah, and the relevancy game is faster than it used to be. Like,
yeah,
people say 15 minutes of fame, but. It's like 2 now.
Like 2.
The 15 minutes is getting cut out amongst 7 billion human beings.
Yeah, you get like one popular ass TikTok or Instagram post or something. You're like, there's your 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the thing too is, I think we all have to accept where we're at in life. You know, my biggest TikTok had 3,000 views and like 400 likes, and I was like, that's it, baby. I'm retiring.
Dude,
I will go down with this shit. You know, like,
I shared a meme. It was the New Year's Eve, and it was New York City said 3, 2, 1, and then at the bottom it was Michael Jordan crying and said bills due or rent due.
Yeah, exactly.
Rent due.
Yeah,
and that thing was like over 3,000 some shares or some shit. I forget where it landed. All these people. I was like, holy shit,
and
dude!
It just hit right.
I've never this has never happened to me.
Well, and like imagine the stress of getting it and then getting it the next week and then being like, now I have to hold on to this. You know, like that's why the way we set up media is the best. We have to think about what we're doing to get people to watch. Yeah. You know, like this is a cool ass podcast. It's a good visual podcast, and it's you getting to hang out and do what you like to do and have conversations. Imagine if the thing that made you blow up was like doing a backflip off your house, and they're like into a pool, right? And they're like, "That was fucking awesome." Follow KyleBackflips.com or whatever.
KyleBackflips.com.
Kyle flips at TikTok.
The weird, wild, and wacky KyleBackflips.com.
So now what are you doing? You're getting them in higher houses, doing bigger backflips and shit. You don't even know if you like doing it.
Yeah,
that's why you have to think about it.
In fact, you hate it.
In fact, you want to not be backflip Kyle.
In fact, you want to backflip the next time and just fall to the ground.
Then the next video you post is you with headphones and the microphone. They're like, "What the fuck's this guy doing? I didn't see a single backflip in 2 hours." You know, he never even stood up and did a backflip, not once.
What the fuck is that microphone?
Yeah,
we don't need to hear him talk. Just do a backflip, bitch.
Exactly.
Backflip now off the microphone.
Man, it's crazy. There was there's a book I read in college by a guy named Neil Postman, and he basically is just talking about the speed of media. And what he's talking about is when we think media, we think like CNN, like not big media, just all media, as in like media used to be writing letters on pieces of paper and mailing it. That was a form of media.
It was actually media.
Yeah.
And paper. Get the paper, paper.
And what he was just saying is, as the internet comes in, he was more worried because it was in like the 80s. He was talking television. But he's like, television moved faster than the letters. So now information is moving faster. Just by the nature of it, it's coming faster. So more people tomorrow will see more commercials than they see today. More people from tomorrow will see more different things every day than we do today. And like, if you think about it, like just an hour of scrolling is probably, in terms of the variety of what you saw, is probably more than somebody saw in 1930 in like 15 years. And like just by speed of media and what they saw, I mean, like you and I could just be scrolling through and start seeing people jumping out of airplanes and doing all sorts of crazy shit.
All sorts of shit.
And because of that, the speed gets faster and people want things faster and in short media bites quicker. So that relevancy machine turns faster. So now it's like you said, do a single every month. That's different than it used to be. We'd tolerate. But fans would wait, and they'd be fine waiting for a year for a good album.
Yeah.
And know that they're on tour, they're writing, but they're on tour, they're celebrating their last album, they're going to get back, they're going to do this.
Yeah.
And now it's not how people feel. Like, it was like, it's been summer, where's Drake's album?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's fall.
It's like, don't you realize that these people have been touring the past year on this last album they did? Like, on the road all the time, playing everywhere, playing this last album to promote it and sell it.
And the size, the size of the eyes have expanded. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that there's so many more people that can just watch makes people say there's a bigger pool out there. So then it's like, not only did you finish your show, now you're on the bus, you're going to the next tour date, and now it's like, we need you to do at least like 3 live streams in the vehicle with your band, just hanging out, maybe playing checkers, just let them know how it's like. I'm making a peanut butter jelly sandwich today, and then maybe if stop at these particular places, you know, it depends on how corporatized it all is. You don't have to, But anyone who's in media will say that's an audience of people you could have come to your show tomorrow. You could get, you guys have selling out, 10,000, you can get to 20,000 this way. And
Yeah. Even if you don't have to, they're still going to be there.
Yeah. So
saying it.
People are working all the time, even if they're doing media. Media work is faster. That's also why we say journalism got bad, but journalism didn't get bad. It got huge.
It just got huge.
And now guys like Alex Jones, we think, are at the same level as somebody who has been on CNN. Like, think how wide-ranging that game got.
Yeah.
People in the 90s, if you said anything crazy, there was aliens that showed up, and someone would be like, if it didn't come on the New York Times, I didn't see it on the 9 o'clock news, you're full of shit, buddy.
Yeah.
They had this verification system.
Yeah.
We don't even have that anymore. It got so big so fast.
Right.
That it was like, no, FEMA camps are just as real as the moon being fake and the earth being flat. These are all legitimate theories we need to talk to people about. No.
But in a way, but then that's the same reason why, kind of people look back to, the old days when it was like more simpler because you didn't know about any of this shit on your feed and people jumping out of planes and the
FOMO
camps,
right?
Just you were just kind of worried about your community where you lived and surviving the day or whatever the fuck you did. Drop milk off at people's houses because they did that back then.
Yeah, and then you go
the milkman,
watch a bass show.
Yeah,
bass fishing.
Bass fishing. No, you'd be going bass fishing.
You'd going bass fishing. Yeah. Well, and I think, that's true. This happened a long time ago when it's funny because in different times of history, a lot of the same things are happening. It's just the tools are different. So like when the printing press came around and the ability to print information got faster than governments knew how to control it, because now same thing, the speed of information is now faster than the machine is to stop it.
Right.
That caused tons of problems for religion and organized countries. I mean, around the world, there's a huge, especially in Europe, because there's literacy. People are starting to read, and people have access to different things. Like, not to get too into it, but like without a printing press, you don't get Martin Luther leaving Catholicism and making Protestantism, because his ability to do that came from them not being able to burn the amount of books that he could make for people to read, know? So like, there's throughout time, there's always moments like this where the media gets faster, and like we're in a different, it's different, but it's similar because the speed of information is faster. So, our government doesn't try to stop us from looking at shit particularly.
Right.
They watch us do it.
They're watching, they're analyzing.
But they aren't actually actively pulling people from doing it, because the ability to stop something from being back up on the internet once someone can download it and re-download it and re-upload it is impossible. So they can't even do it anymore. That's like the equivalent of not being able to burn his books.
So what
Luther's books.
So speaking of people like, the government and shit watching you and stuff, what about like online gambling? Like with like the card games and stuff.
I don't trust
like sports
myself.
bets. Dude, yeah.
I don't trust them even in the casino, bro.
I know.
Like, you guys
bastards.
fuck me over with real cards so much I can't guarantee it.
I've never won at the casino on the slot machines.
Okay,
I've
me
never
neither.
won in the slots. But how are you gonna go on online and play slots? That's got to be so analyzed. They're probably like okay, they won this time, this time, whammy.
Yeah, I'm such an old fuck about it, dude. Like, I seriously could see myself yelling at. Well, I did when I was at the casino in the Greek. The last time I was in Greektown, I was yelling at the digital blackjack dealer, bro. She's on a screen. It was a screen, and it was like a pretend person, and she like hands the cards. When the cards come, they come down through your screen and all that.
Yeah.
But it was like a woman,
Yeah.
And I hated all of it, because I'm like, this is so. You guys don't need to make it this impressive for me to believe I'm getting bullshitted here.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm playing blackjack, and if I'm hoping people know how, but if you're playing blackjack, if you go over 20, your boss face cards are worth 10. So she gives me like an 18, which isn't bad.
Okay.
And
that'd be a tough call.
And so I'm like, I'll stay on it. This happens all the time on it, more than it would in real life. Like 4 or 5 times in a row, she would flip over like a 10. So I'm like, okay, whatever the next card is. And if I had 18, she'd flip over a 9. And she'd be like, oh, taking it with 19. Or she'd hit blackjack. Like one time she hit blackjack 3 in a row. And I was like, fuck this thing, man. Fuck. And I had a guy have to walk over and stop me. I wasn't being too crazy, but apparently they watch people at blackjack get mad. But
he walks over. He's like, why is your pants down? He's like, I thought this was supposed to come out of
this goddamn machine. But dude, no, man. That thing, all I can say is anything digital that has a card game where it's literally a digital game. Yeah. You're promising or trusting that it doesn't change the number behind the card on you.
I know.
Why?
How are you trusting that shit, dude?
That's just like the phone. When we were talking about the phone, that's Schrodinger's card, man. It can be anything that game wants it to be.
Yeah.
That's why you got to have a real one. Play a real dealer where once you beat them, they get mad and the floor comes and takes them off, replaces it with a new person.
It's the same reason why you can walk up to a slot machine at a casino and hit jackpot right away and then take that, go to another machine and lose all your money.
Lose all of it.
Because they're all like on different systems.
Yeah.
Like, oh, jackpot time.
Well, like I wanted to play blackjack.
They're probably not, but
they are, dude.
I don't know.
What?
I don't have any hard evidence to say that it is, but I would say my theory is there.
Yeah, my theory is that the whole thing's designed to take your money just based on the fact that it's called a casino. And they make money by making you bet. So, like,
your best bet's playing cards.
Yeah, blackjack is the highest percentage you have to win on any given hand in the whole room,
Fuck the slots.
And it's 18%. It's less than 1 out of 4 times. That's your highest.
Do you know what the next one is?
I think like the next one after that is like Hold'em poker.
Yeah, cards.
Because that's just randomly, but it's card games.
Yeah, you got to play cards.
You know, I think roulette might be up there too, but roulette's chancy.
But it's still another chance, though. There's
because you get paid low. You can win if you only bet red or black, but you don't win a lot. You know,
right? But you can sit there for a while.
Roulette's designed to make you not really accumulate, and then you start betting more specific and losing more specific. You know? Right. The whole idea is to make you think, 50% ain't bad. So you play red or black, and then you start going, red 50.
Let's do it. Come on, honey.
Red and red 50 and red 57. You know, and then now you're
looking over.
Come on, honey. Yeah. What do you think?
What do you think? It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. Let's try it. We're at 50. Here we go.
Like, 2 hours later, he's like, does anyone want to rent my wife? We're in Vegas, you know. This is what we do here.
This is what we do here. You know, I lost all my money. Now I need to get back home.
We're destitute. What are we gonna do? Gonna have to hang in Vegas, baby.
Well, we're hanging out here for a little while, honey. I don't know what to do. We lost all our money betting. We had 50 the whole night.
That's a perfect morning voice, like morning radio guy. You know what I mean? Like doing the traffic overs and bringing some lady in to talk about her boobs. You know what? You know the 90s.
It's gonna be a bright, nice, sunshiny day today. It's 73 and shining bright. And later we're gonna have Tara on in, and she's gonna show us our boobs. Don't miss out. Tune in later.
That's exactly right, dude. That's beautiful. Oh, dude, voiceover work. That's it.
Yeah, dude.
That's beautiful.
That's what I'm hoping out of this. I get something.
Yeah, just hoping for something.
Somebody's gonna see this and be like, "Yo, he could do our commercial."
Come at me, morning radio shows.
Roadie.
We solve gun violence. We teach evolution in this place. we talk about country music sucking. We got it all. Oh, man.
We talk about country music sucking, man. Oh, man. Just lost half the audience. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I'm so sorry. I do love Johnny.
Oh, do you want to answer some rapid fire questions?
Yeah, dude, sure.
I'm losing my place.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
All right, everybody get ready for way too many questions.
All right. What's your favorite food?
Venison burgers.
What's your favorite color?
Green.
What is your biggest fear?
bear attacks.
What pisses you off the most?
Lying.
When's the last time you took shit?
This morning.
This morning.
I'm a healthy pooper.
Would you rather be drunk or high?
High.
Would you rather be the smartest or strongest person?
Smartest. Then I'll just recruit the strongest.
Because you're the smartest.
Yeah.
What superhero would you be?
Ooh, Hulk.
Your house, her house, or neither when you lost virginity?
Neither.
When was it?
When I was 16, right after watching iRobot.
Why are you lying?
I'm not lying.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Will Smith performed excellently. I did not.
Fish sticks or fish fillets?
Fish fillets, baby.
Anal or vaginal?
For what purpose? No, I'm just kidding. I'll go vaginal.
All right. Good job.
That's great, dude. I love the intense music, man.
Oh, if you were a pirate, what would your parrot's name be?
Oh, shit. Johnny Pineapples.
Johnny Pineapples.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah?
We'll call him Johnny P.
Johnny P.
Yeah.
There you go.
Johnny P. Johnny P. What? What's in his hat? He's a little rat.
Yeah, dude.
What? He's got the keys.
Dude, that would be awesome to have one of those, though, just around on your shoulder, and he can
Man.
always tell you where you put your shit when you lose it.
Yeah.
Like, where the
Dude.
fuck are my keys? Be like,
In the drawer. Put it in the drawer. Dude, there is, this is just a random YouTube shout out, but there's this, you'll love it, man. I got to show it to you. I have no affiliation with this. This is just out of love. There's this parrot named Tico, and this guy, it's like Eric whatever and Tico, it's the YouTube channel, and all he does is he plays with acoustic guitar, he plays different rock riffs, and this bird who has been listening to classic rock sings the songs, his own songs. He's whistling to them, but he does like almost like Robert Plant like calls and shit. Like, he'll be like,
really?
and he'll go like he whistles with them, and he keeps beat, and he like does these little oohs and ahs and shit. It's hilarious and awesome.
Oh, man.
Tico is the name of the bird. Tico. Look it up, everybody.
Tico.
Fun for all ages.
Tico. It's fun to watch, but I'd never want to own a bird.
No, I wouldn't want one at
Fuck
night,
all
bro.
that, dude. Huh?
Even at night, particularly if the bird doesn't want to go to bed,
And you got to drape the blanket
and you drape
over
it, and it's still like
still
he's
over
like,
there.
I know I'm awake. It's only 10 p.m. The fucking thing just knows.
Get up.
Yeah. All I can imagine it doing is yelling like me sometimes, because if I bump around at night and hit things, I'm always like, shit. It's like, gotcha.
As soon as it'll recognize when you hit something, like you hit the wall, you stub your toe, and as soon as you do that, it'll just say
It does it.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? Their voice is crazy, birds.
Yeah, it's
dude.
like, how the fuck where did that happen
Birds
in
are clever.
evolution?
Yeah.
Well, explain that, evolution.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Varied
You
calls.
want them to talk?
Yeah. Well, a lot of it too is because they have a huge vocabulary amongst themselves, a big language, because their ability
Just
to
with
change,
like regular bird calling?
change voice and pitch. Yeah, like they're one of the most descriptive birds about predators. So like parrots, a lot of birds have calls where it's like there's something on the ground, like snake ground or like bird sky. You know, like they have smaller calls like that. Parrots have really particular calls for all animals, different vocabs. You know, I'm not saying
So
they like
call out snake and deer and
where it's like
this
where it'd be like snake river corner, like
Corner,
like
yeah.
or however it would be.
Yeah,
you
right,
know,
right,
like,
right.
They just know it because of with their lookouts, they have the ability. You
It's
can
got
tell
a much wider vocabulary in their bird language.
And if monkeys say like a monkey or other bird calls out and says it's something on the ground, all of them go up in the air and start looking around. The parrots or the natural like macaws and stuff, when they do that call, all of them fly away, but they know exactly where it is. So they have to be. We don't know exactly, but they have to be just a little more descriptive.
Right.
So
And
it could just be trying to get bitches, man.
Could just be, man.
Peacock, all those feathers are just
All
trying to
them
get some
feathers,
hoes.
dude.
So he's just increasing his vocab like we are.
I was just listening to a Rogan podcast today, and they were talking about how the certain kind of monkey, their butthole like kind of like poofs out or something, and like changes colors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's to signify that they're ready to mate.
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck?
baboons-
It's like changing colors.
Baboons do that too.
That's crazy. Maybe that was the kind.
Those baboons, like the one that is like Rafiki that you
Yeah,
see in
yeah.
Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones get the bluer their nose and the redder their face and butt, the more like dominant they're considered.
Oh, really?
Which we laugh at, but when we walk around and look at each other, because a guy has a big chest and big arms, we're like, ooh, ooh. And like if there were another animal, they'd be like, the thing uses its legs all the time,
Right?
And it's worried about its arms.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just weird things about us, about
That's
how we
true.
rank our system.
That is
It's
true.
like the thing's walking on two legs and is worried about how big its upper body is.
You should be working on the legs.
Yeah,
To make
work
it
on the
easier
legs,
to
yeah.
fucking
Popeye
walk
ain't
around
shit.
and
Spinach don't solve weak knees and chicken legs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta do your squats, America.
I know. And then you see these like people that are just built that way. Some people are
Yeah.
just built skinny, and they got these little ankles. So you can put your your fingers around. You're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
dude! Like, don't fall down.
Yeah, I know. And if they fall, it's a long way to fall too.
Like, oh, dude! Like, how many bones are you breaking?
It's crazy because when I was younger, with how much I fell down, like, excuse me, playing sports or doing anything, I fell down, got knocked down, jumped down all the time. And now I'm, even at 34, I think about it where I'm like, my head is 5 feet off the ground. And it's
Right.
in a little, it's in
little-
a little encasing, and it's sloshing around in there in water, like not
Yeah.
really water, but like in liquid.
Yeah, it's
It's like a
sloshing
liquid
around.
casing. And then if I fall from 5 feet, like that's enough to kill a person. That's how like
It is.
people get knocked out on the street and die. I mean, when I was younger, I used to think there's no way that could happen. That could happen to anybody.
Yeah, you get
You know?
into fights and stuff. Yeah, you weren't, especially if you weren't thinking about that.
But now that, just as a touch to evolution that's interesting, is evolution only takes what it has. So it can't create something entirely new, which is why like the form of our back really makes no sense. Like humans are bound to have back pain because of the build of our body. We were things that used to use our front legs. And if you get on your back and you get on your hands and knees, your back goes perfectly straight.
Yeah.
And so like that's actually the old back.
The old back.
Now the whole thing. I mean, imagine someone building a building where they put a good strong base and then they made it go to like maybe 5 or 6 really strong beams. They go all the way up, nothing else, only the beam.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the building on the top.
Yeah.
How long before you're like, I think the middle of them beams is going to get weak and break.
It's gonna get weak.
That's not gonna last. That's
Dang.
because we're taken with what we have. Same with why are penguins swimming in the water when they had fins? Well, they used to have wings. They spent more time being aquatic. Over time, there's an advantage to get fish in the water as opposed to diving into it, being in the water more times.
Right.
So they are a bird that looks like it swims because it was a bird that turned to swimming.
It's just
So
like,
it could
how
be a
does
new
that
thing.
happen? It's just like weird to think like, well, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
Like, how does it? I think that's where more people go into the more religious aspect.
For
of
sure.
It,
Yeah.
So that's where they say, well, God creates it or whatever, you want to believe.
Yeah.
But that's where I think people start to get more religious with it because it's like, how does that even happen? Mm-hmm. How does it just know
Well, I think
to start forming to a fin?
Yeah, so here let's play it out. So you start as a bird that dives in the water to get fish because they are ocean, like a lot of
Right.
ocean birds do.
Oh,
like
yeah, they
seagulls and
dive
shit.
in, yeah, for
So
sure.
they're in there, and then one day through a genetic mutation, which isn't it's a bit random, but it's a little bit based on the environment as well, that this one bird can actually flap his wings underwater and get deeper down and get more fish. So now he is going to stay in the gene pool longer than others, and he's going to spread his genes a little bit more because he has more abundance amongst the group of penguins. Kind of like a giraffe that's neck happens to be, before he's a giraffe, say they're 4 foot neck, he can reach a little higher, just like how we have a 6'7" person.
Right.
And you and I are under 6 foot.
Yep.
That guy can reach higher. This giraffe can eat a little higher in the trees. He's a little stronger because he has access to a food source none of his opponents have. He's breeding more or owning more of the territory and landscape, creating more offspring that will have the chance of having a longer neck be in the gene pool again. All of his genes, all of his offspring have a little bit longer necks, or some maybe don't, but more of them do, or a better chance that they do. They have access to a higher food source too. They're doing it again. And then over time, the neck.
So it kind of starts with just that. Yeah, you got that one, giraffe. Like, wow, this neck got big.
But
or the one that's a mutation.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like the chapter of time, it's like every day when we say, "What day did you get old?" Every species is like just one day in the timeline, not any longer. So
yeah,
seeing one giraffe generation over another doesn't do it. But when you look back and you see 300 years, then you see all of a sudden the neck's getting longer and longer and longer.
Right.
Because the one that's getting a different food source or more access to things is
it's a long
more.
game type thing. Yeah, for the animals.
So for the penguin, it'd be the same thing,
But then again, but that's the biggest shock for me is like my daughters too, like just all of a sudden, just randomly one day, you're just kind of like, damn, you look older.
Yeah. What day, right?
When did this happen?
It's another one to think about. This is from my own thought, but I like this one. Is we have no problem knowing that we were both microscopic before. That you and I were both really we were truly microscopic.
Yeah, we have no problem.
And that within 9 months we went from being microscopic to whatever pounds and ounces you were and whatever length you were when you were born, and now we're this size. And that's 180-year lifetime, and we have no problem understanding that. So if you take that same time frame and expand it out to all of the existence of animals and everything, it's not too long of a leap to think of things being microbial getting to where we are, because it started off that small and goes back. So just think of the time frame and expand it.
Yeah,
it makes sense that things would evolve and change, and it'd take a long time. Yeah, small to big.
And that's why it all depends on area too, like you say with the penguins.
Yeah.
You start going underwater, and then eventually,
and it's
that
like
gene pool. I guess that kind of makes sense that way.
Yeah, Darwin's biggest evidence was the Darwin finches in the Galapagos, right? It was it was like 3 or maybe 4 species of finch that were on 4 different islands in the Galapagos chain, and all 4 of them were the same. Looked like they had the same common ancestor of one type of finch. But all of them had different beaks based on the type of nuts they were cracking or their food source on each island. So some of those finches had big, thick, strong beaks for thicker nuts. Some of them had long ones where they're like picking them out of little seedlings. So that's what got him thinking like, oh, okay, some common ancestor all the same finch landed on all those islands. And over time, one that just happened to have a harder beak for harder ones is breeding more, eating more. And eventually now you have 4 different types of finches that came from one type of finch. And that's
kind of like
the whole game.
Natural selection, basically, too.
Because they say like...
It starts to play out.
Yeah, because we didn't come from chimps. Chimps are our cousin. We're like 2 finches on the island.
Yeah.
And we have a common ancestor behind us. So like us... chimps, bonobos.
And that's why there's more of us than there are the chimps. And then eventually, do you think they'll just be like gone too?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, most likely. Yeah. Just like Neanderthals did too. They went too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a little bit of fucking with that though.
Dude.
Did a little bit of banging. There's some people do those genetic codes. They find out they're like 6% Neanderthal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still alive in a way, but it's not a friendly, nice way.
Yeah. So you ever do one of those 21?
Dude,
me or whatever they're called?
I want to do another one.
You want to? Why?
Yeah, because
I think your last one.
Well, I want to compare. Yeah, the last one it was a long, long time ago.
Oh, okay.
So
you
like,
think your DNA's changed since.
Well, I don't know if they were as accurate, because back then it would be like you're
right.
like 37% European. So like now they could be like, because there's more people and more samples. Now they can be like, you're not just European. You're like northeastern France.
That's true.
So it's like more detail,
Yeah.
or whatever it was. I was like Scots Irish.
Dude, I got one that's been just sitting there for all through COVID because I was like, man, they probably ain't gonna take spit right now. But I sent it
hawking loogies and sending them into the Ancestry.com.
That's the
bioterrorist.
Worst. The worst is trying to get all that spit in there. And But I did it first before COVID, and then they sent one back to me and said that they didn't have enough, or something happened to the sample. Basically, they said something happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Did those motherfuckers spill it?"
Put it in the lab.
Because there was definitely enough in there.
It's like, did you spill my spit, dude?
I think they did. There was definitely enough in there. It was well above the line.
Yeah.
I made sure.
Maybe it
I'm
didn't
like, "Fuck
evaporate,
this."
or maybe I don't. Does spit evaporate?
Does it?
We'll ask the judges. No, I think it does. I don't know. I'm not smart enough for that shit.
Dude, does spit evaporate? I'm sure it does. If you were to spit on this table, it would be. They're not going to sit there for days.
How are we
on
going to know
end.
unless we experiment, man? We're gonna have. This is the only way to have a scientific mind. We're gonna have to have a controlled experiment.
Yeah, I got
Spit on the table and observe.
I got like little tiny little cones around it. Like, don't touch this spot.
It's like, sorry, this is an experiment I'm doing.
Yeah, some little guy comes up to the table. He's got a clipboard. He's checking on it and shit. I'm like, how are we doing?
Exactly. Give me an update on that on the table spit. Can you give me an update?
Yeah, can you give me an update, please? So you ever
So
played the drinking game Circle of Death or Waterfall? I guess is what
Waterfall, yeah.
the cards go in a circle.
and then around like a can or something. Or remind me of the game because I know we had played it, but I haven't played it in forever.
We played it was Circle of Death. It was basically the same thing. So
Okay.
you put the cards all in a circle and you have a cup in the middle, and the aces whatever you were drinking, you poured some in the cup, and the person who drew the fourth ace had to drink the cup.
Okay.
But all the other cards had, drink two, whatever. There was a one where you had to make a rule. And my rule was that everybody has a little buddy.
Oh, the little buddy on the cup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
keep
that's
going. I
cool.
remember the little buddy on the cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. Well, because,
Yeah.
it was our priority made up, but you think you made it up.
No,
one of
but
those
dude,
things.
linear thinking is a good idea.
So my rule was everybody has a little buddy, and every time you go to take a drink, you have to take your little buddy off. And you take your drink.
And if not, you have to take a drink, right?
Then you have to put it back on. If you don't, then you have to chug your beer. Mm-hmm. If you forget, then everybody's like, "Oh, you forgot! You gotta chug your beer."
Yours was that was good. That's a good hardcore one.
Because you had to remember to put them back on too.
Yeah.
So people would be watching and be like, "Oh, you didn't put them on."
Ours was like the way we had to play it was that you didn't add more drinks to that middle one. That middle one was one that someone who at the end of the game, if the cards fell, I think it was.
That's Waterfall. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Waterfall. Then they
Yep.
had to drink that can or whatever it be. They put it all like
Yep.
in a beer can and stick it in the tab and
Yeah.
all sorts of things. You crack it, you got to drink it.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that. But the rule that I always would have is that I'm gonna either it's like I'll touch my nose or touch my shoulder, and if everyone has to touch the nose, the last one to do it has to drink, take a drink. But it can happen 5 times, right?
Right.
But it's funny because if you give people a small number of times, they start to really forget faster because we're all
Yeah,
drinking.
yeah,
But
yeah.
because it's not in perpetuity.
It's true. It got me a few times.
Because it's not in
People say that.
perpetuity, they're watching. They're not watching as much. Because I'm like, I'm going to do it 5 times. They watch the first time, then they're like, 4 more times ain't too
You
bad.
do it all silent too. You just all of a
just
sudden
sitting there doing it. Yeah. It's fun. It's that teacher rule, you
Then
know.
somebody sees and they're like, and then all of a sudden,
Yep.
like dominoes.
We did that, and a friend of mine had a cool game that was we called it horse racing,
Horse racing.
but you would take every deck or every suit on the deck. So you had like a heart, a diamond, you had spades, you had clubs, and then you would have the dealer. And what it was is he'd have these maybe it's 10 spaces, and he'd lay them out only the ace of each one of them, right? So it's there's those 4 aces, and you bet on them. You bet drinks on which one is going to win this race. And he flips the deck over, and as it gets, if it's a face card of your card of the
one that you bet on, or whatever?
of the one you bet on, you go forward 2. But if it's a face card of someone else's, it goes back 1, and then all the other ones are just moving you forward 1. So the game gets intense because
Wow.
it can go a 9 of hearts and the heart goes up 1, and it's a king of spades, and then the spade goes up 2, the other ones stay back at 1, the heart goes back to 1, and then so it always keeps them close, and then you just bet drinks on it at the start. So I'm betting 5 drinks, and if you win, you can dole your drinks out to the crowd, or or however you win it.
Yeah.
which was fun. So
Was it like was it fast paced? Like,
yeah,
it was just
he's flipping it and he's moving one card after the other. So like it's happening, you're happening it all the time. And my buddy was really funny. Shout out to my boy Jeff. Not a comedian, so I'm not gonna say his last name. But he's hilarious. But he would like play it out too, where it gets to like they were very close, and he's like acting like he's gonna flip the card.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh, what the fuck?
But it was fun game and simple.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
I probably would play that without drinking.
Right?
Be down
this
for
is just so fun.
You guys want to do card race?
I'm doing card races now. I'm betting.
I do play euchre for free a lot, so
Yeah, right.
that's a good one. Part of a Michigan rite of passage, I think, right? Euchre.
Yeah. So fucking tell everybody where the hell they can find you, man.
Yeah, I'm on all the social meds. No, I'm on
All the whole social media.
You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. It's just at Joe Elder Comedy.
At Joe Elder Comedy.
Yep.
That's pretty fucking simple.
Yeah, pretty easy. I
easy.
gram a lot. I go fishing a lot, and not fishing a lot, but I go camping quite a bit. Fishing
I
when
love
I
camping.
can.
Love camping.
Just got back from Drummond Island, bro.
I know. I seen all the pictures.
I went
and
scuba
shit.
diving,
I was
bro.
like,
I went scuba diving in Lake Huron about 20 feet.
Did you?
Yeah, my buddy is a certified diver.
Have you been scuba diving before?
Only with him on like an air pack at like 10 feet, doing like learning how to do it, you know.
But this time.
But this time I got to be a little bit more on my own.
Oh,
So, and there's nothing out there to really get you. I mean, if I was in
Right.
the ocean, I'd be one terrified guy.
yeah, dude.
Terrified. bro.
Terrified, dude. I've seen the shark movies.
Yeah, I'm changing my vote. I said I was scared of bear attacks, but I'm more scared of the open ocean.
Yeah.
Like being in the water in the open ocean. I don't know if I would. I think I could
The
almost.
most alone you could ever feel. I can, you just think about it. And you just think that those nights, you're just out there,
my
and it's
God.
just.
I'd be more comfortable at night than even during the day, I think. The only reason why is because I wouldn't feel like I'd see it coming.
Right.
Where I'm like, during the
I
day,
don't
I'd be like,
know,
I feel like it
man.
would. Either or, it'd be awful.
Just alone. Nothing.
I thought that if somebody took me out like 2 miles out into the open water, just 2 miles, I don't even know how deep that would be, and then said $1,000 for every minute that you can swim around, I don't even know if I'd go in.
Really? Just because of how deep it is?
Not just the deep, just I feel I've watched so many nature documentaries, dude. I'm so out of my element.
Just because
and aware.
could be in
I'm
there.
so aware of how
Right,
skylined I am to
Yeah,
everything
makes sense.
underneath me, and how
Yeah.
scary to me that is. That even if it doesn't get me, I know for a fact while I'm doing it that everything can see me, and they if it's not something too deep down, it definitely sees me, and I don't.
Do
see
they like
it.
leave, or do they stay? You just got to jump in by the boat.
I think you'd have to jump in by the boat. But
Yeah, you
let's
can't,
make the
like,
rule that
drive
you have to be
away.
like 20 feet away from the boat. You can't swim by the boat and hold on to it.
You have to tread water.
You got to be out there.
No life.
Nothing. Just tread.
Yeah. Life jacket.
Maybe for safety. For me, that wouldn't
No
matter.
life jacket.
I'm not worried about drowning.
No life jacket. No.
It's the creepiness of
Good swimmer?
It's not a bad swimmer.
Not a bad swimmer.
But
What's your best stroke?
probably backstroke.
The backstroke.
Just to keep me in the water, it's
Yeah,
easy. Plus,
it
I have
is.
a gut, so I can float. That
There you
helps
go,
too.
dude.
I used to be in good enough shape to just
How about
swim.
the
Now I'm
breaststroke?
fat enough where it helps me.
The breaststroke. You see
Yep.
people doing that in the pool.
Breaststroke.
Like,
I do the old over top too. That one's one of my
Yeah,
faves.
yeah.
Go underwater, do the dolphin swim.
The
Big
old
kid.
dolphin.
Yep,
Yeah.
good old dolphin. You know the dolphin.
You know the dolphin. Do the dolphin, man.
Do the dolphin swim.
Do the dolphin. Put them goggles on. Get down there and do the dolphin.
You trip acid and swim underwater, the dolphin.
Whoa.
No. I don't know.
You ever done that? In the water?
Not in the water.
No. Probably wasn't wanting to do
I
that.
wouldn't. I don't know if I'd want to be in the water for that.
Well, dude, this was a fun time having you on.
Yeah, this was great, man.
Or what is it? What is it again? At Joe Elder Comedy?
Yep, Joe Elder Comedy.
Boom.
Yeah.
Right there.
Elder like an elder at a church, or how you respect your elders.
And find them at a fucking open mic around Grand Rapids, man.
Yeah.
They're
yeah,
all
it's
out
gonna be
there.
fun.
There's lots of funny people you all need to check out.
Yeah, next
For
week. Next week, if anyone's around, if it comes out, or maybe even next
A
month.
little bit far. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
go
cool.
on. What do you got coming out?
Well, I'm going to be
What's your
July.
sketch?
I know July 10th. I'm going to be in Columbus,
Oh, yeah.
Ohio, at a festival, which will be
Okay.
fun. And then after that, we're going to a Mike Jones concert for free.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, dude. Hey, I'll take a free
Dude.
concert, bro.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be fun. But yeah, there's a lot going on, especially in Grand Rapids with the scene and other people, man. There are a lot of funny folks in Grand Rapids right now that are doing big things. There's guys like Adam Deggy, there's Devron Thomas, Hunter Miles, Ben Moffitt, Kean Straub, the whole crew. Funny gals, Abby Lemke, Kate Carmody. You need to get them on.
Yeah.
But no, there is really seriously
Carl.
good shit going on.
Yeah,
Carl Sobel's amazing.
Sobel.
Carl's amazing. Devron's amazing. The whole crew.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious when he came here and crashed the Adam Deggy's podcast.
Oh yeah, Sobel came in.
If you haven't
I gotta
seen it,
check
you
that
gotta
out.
look it up.
Yep. And then also Deggy just finished recording his album at Mark Ridley's Comedy
Yes,
Castle.
he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen that.
Big stuff happening in Grand Rapids.
Lots of big stuff. You just got to follow it. So
Hell
start
yeah.
here.
Yeah, start with me.
It's right there.
I'll send you to everybody else, but start with me. But thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, that was fun.
Yeah, good shit.